Hello, my name is Ken Brott and I'm with DRB Systems. Today I'd like to talk to you about a trend that we've read about and observed at what's called fast casual dining. So dining, the world of restaurateuring, divides itself up into multiple ways. No surprise, just like us car washers do. In their case, they have what they call quick serve restaurants. You and I might call that fast food. They have what they call fast casual. That's more like Chili's, Applebee's, Red Lobster. And then they have what they call fine dining. Those tend not to be national chains, but the very kind of exclusive restaurants that most cities have half a dozen of. Well, the trend that we're going to discuss today is in that fast casual space. In particular, we read an article about a plan that Chili's had where they were going to replace their waiters and waitresses, or a good number of them, by using a device, some sort of tablet at the table to take orders. Very interesting idea. They had some reasons for that and thought it was interesting to see if it ever happened someday. Well, one of our sales reps, Judy Dunn, got back from, I think, Iowa, and immediately came to my office and reported that indeed she had seen it at a Chili's. They went into a Chili's for dinner and they were able to go to the table and order their food just right away, order their drinks, food. The food was brought out, then they were able to, at their own leisure, go ahead and pay for the meal, leave the tip that they wanted to leave, and then be on their way. I think the reason the fast casual folks are pushing this way is that I suspect that they're getting all kinds of pressure from the quick serve restaurant industry, where speed and convenience are king. You know, we've all been at a restaurant where we've given the order to the waiter or waitress and somehow or another it comes out wrong to us. Was that our fault? Probably in many cases, but in some cases it's going to be that waiter or waitress doesn't transcribe it right. Of course, it could still be that they transcribe it right, but the people in the back don't get it right. But this idea of us placing the order ourselves eliminates one link in that chain of possible mistakes. It also, for me in particular, presses a hot button, and that is speeds up the process tremendously. It allows me to place the order, get my food at the pace that I want to go at, not necessarily at the pace that the waiter or waitress are able to go at. So what does Chili's get out of this? Well, we think they get reduced errors, as I mentioned before. We think they get reduced labor. I think the biggest thing is they fight back against the speed and convenience that the quick serve restaurant industry has brought to bear against them. We'll see what happens here. It reminds me of another story that a sales rep of ours, Brandon Jordan, brought to me when we were talking about this topic, when he pointed out that he went to a restaurant. It was after a convention, of all things, car wash convention. They were hungry. They went to the restaurant. They observed that about half of it was empty, so they were feeling good, except the greeter said, "Sorry, it's about a 30-minute wait." Well, what was the problem? The problem was they didn't have enough staff to wait on tables. So instead of dealing with that by letting people sit down and then wait a long time from their seat, they dealt with it by saying, "Look, we're not even going to seat you. You got to sit out here in the lobby." Incidentally, Brandon went and the friend he was with, they went to a different spot to eat. Of course, there are comparisons here to the car wash industry that I'm sure some of you have already thought about, but it gets to how, in our view, speed and convenience really trump all. But there's a couple of additional items. The ability to flex to the number of people and customers that are coming through, the ability to allow the consumer to pick the transaction at their pace, the way they want to do it. These are all things that I think are lessons for us in the car wash industry to make sure that we're taking advantage of so that we can get as big a, what I call, market share of the wallet of the consumer as possible. Well, thanks for your time today. I hope this was helpful.